The new Jane Austen is quite a find, I think.
Good afternoon, Frederica. Good afternoon, Mother.
I think that it's quite different from the Austens. It feels like a Fielding, it feels like Tom Jones or Joseph Andrews. It feels quite picaresque. It moves really fast.
For me, that it be called Love and Friendship was important, and I think it helped it change its nature. It's not just about one character. It's about a whole world and quite a few relationships.
Lady Susan Vernon. You're the most accomplished flirt in all England.
Reginald DeCourcy seems to be motivated by curiosity, and that gets him into all sorts of trouble.
Lady Susan?
Yes, Lady Susan has been visiting Churchill.
Lady Susan Vernon?
Yes.
I understand Lady Susan possesses a degree of captivating deceit, which might be pleasing to detect.
Good evening. What charming expressions.
Unusually for romantic literature, she's sort of at core not really a very good person, and yet she's kind of celebrated.
There's a certain pleasure in making a person predetermined to dislike instead acknowledge one's superiority.
Sometimes I think you need people to make things happen, even if their motives are openly bad. And I love people who are charming and can convince others of anything.
You think she's a genius?
Like the serpent in Eden's garden.
The character of Lady Susan is just so brilliant. She's so interesting and so flawed and so multi-layered.
He has offered you the one thing he has of value to give, his income.
So, Frederica, you read both verse and poetry.
The casting of an actor named Tom Bennett for the part of Sir James Martin, he kind of created this character that practically didn't exist on the page.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Kind of you to ask. Excellent. Truly, very well. Thank you.
Alicia is Lady Susan's best friend and confidant. I think maybe her only real friend. She embraces Lady Susan in the way she is and encourages her.
Horrid woman.
I know.
Deranged. But if she were going to be jealous, she should not have married such a charming man.
I think Wit brings a very distinctive style to his films, and I think it's really interesting to bring it to a Jane Austen.
Also, his characters in his other films talk about Austen a lot and argue about Austen.
The context of the novel and nearly everything Jane Austen wrote is near ridiculous from today's perspective.
Has it ever occurred to you that today, looked at from Jane Austen's perspective, would look even worse?
Jane Austen is, of course, a phenomenal moralist. Her stories strike at the very heart of how we question our behavior and who we are and our honesty. And these things make, of course, magnificent entertainments as films.
That's a wrap. Thank you.